China's the remedy that put homeopathy on the map. As far as Hahnemann was concerned, it was his experiments with China that led him to the rediscovery, we could say, the rediscovery of homeopathy. So it's the same China as goes into the bitters of gin and tonic. The tonic water contains China, and that stems from the days of the colonial British and trying to beat malaria. It's one of the main anti-malarials, and still today, if people have malaria-like symptoms with the regular return of fevers and sweats and then weakness and all of that, China could be the remedy. It's one of the remedies you take if you travel into malaria-ridden zones, because it can act much, dare I say it, much more effectively and without dangerous side effects, much more effectively than anti-malarial drugs. And again, once again, 30 potency is absolutely fine. And some folks use it as a prophylaxis. If you have to go where there are malarial-carrying mosquitoes, then take China before you go. The idea is that you take enough doses of China to just get into that area where you're proving China, like you're one of the provers in a proving group. And then if you meet malaria from mosquitoes, you won't be susceptible. It's as though you're already there with the symptoms, ready to meet the symptoms when they arrive. The end result is no symptoms, because the like cures like. It's also a remedy that has a profound effect on the digestive system. It's another one of our gassy remedies. What else about China? Well, I hesitate to call it a true acute, because one of its characteristics is periodic return. So, subacute really. It can arise like Carbo veg in situations in which there have been chronic complaints that have depleted a person. And obviously if you have repeated acutes, that is depleting. And the depleted state is due to loss of fluids, primarily. Loss of blood it could be, or loss of any kind of fluids. So excessive bleeding, menstruation that is excessive, can lead to a China state. It's very depleted and very dizzy. A lot of vertigo, dizziness, and depletion. The things that you might associate with blood loss, actually. Another thing about China people is the feeling they have, which is they were going along just fine, and then something came along which completely overwhelmed them and stopped them. So it's the feeling of being stopped in your tracks. And there are two sides to it. One is, what kind of tracks are they? Well, they're tracks that are very imaginative, tracks that involved a lot of creative activity and involvement. And the negative side of that is a kind of making plans and daydreaming. But the positive side of it, of course, is just being very creative, and they're going along, and then something comes that completely stops them. And because this has happened repeatedly, the feeling is that something's out to stop them. So paranoia can develop of there are forces out there which are blocking my path. Now, I do realize this is more of the chronic picture of China, and one is less likely to see it, except, as I say, somebody who is periodically ill might indeed feel like that, like it was some medieval curse that was on them, out to block them. So that's, yeah.